a 3v3 faction war, Meridian High City. This is Space Marines versus Orks. Game 1, first up. For the Space Marines on the blue team, we have Final Push plays and Apothecary support commander that fights in melee combat by default, begins with a targeted heal and a passive health regeneration aura alongside. Dark Riku plays a Techmarine, starts out range combat, puts out some nice damage, can also support with structures and repair and deal with enemy vehicles quite nicely. Rounding off the blue team is Ace of Swords as a force commander, very good offense, fights in melee combat, can also support, disrupt and tank. Red team for the Orks, Mathis is a Warboss, melee commander that walks through cover, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. Adila alongside is a Mekboy, teleporting commander that fights range combat, puts down some good damage, can also support, disrupt, build structures and repair. And rounding off the Ork team is Toilailee, plays a Kommando knob, infiltrating commander that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up, Orky style. There he is, infiltrated. Meridian High City then. Two very natural power points for both teams and a chaotic center. Dark Riku with Tactical Marines, all three Space Marine players getting Tactical Marines out the gate as we expected. Ace of Swords going for his second scout squad. And double shooters for all of the Orks. Mekboy losing a whole bunch of health there and is forced off. In fact, Adila trying to get in and tie up Tactical Marines in combat, perhaps was not expecting two players to be mid early on. Force commander just about getting away from these double shooters. Scouts here forcing melee combat, and the Warboss takes out the force commander on retreat with a sync kill. Awesome. Now he has scouts and Tactical Marines shooting at him. These scouts in retreat gonna lose a model. They do lose a model. Warboss doing well early on, almost level 2 already. 2-to-1 cap for the Space Marines. Here comes Dark Riku with his Techmarine to help out on this side. Orks have pushed through the mid. Look at this, a very early power harass from the Orks. Wow, this is Toilailee pushing through, taking the opportunity very, very well. Final push. Slow to react. I think he's waiting. He only has scouts and Tactical Marines, so it's pretty difficult for him to force off double shooters, one of them with big shooters and a commander up. Here comes Riku though with his Tactical Marines and his scouts, but they're going to lose all of their generators here, I think. Scouts with a nice grenade on those sluggers. It looks like Toilailee is going to be forced off. The Apothecary does get away, as do all of the Orc squads. These sluggers retreating with one model. Here come more Orks though. This is Adila. Double shooters with big shooters on one of the squads, allows them to suppress on demand with aiming what's that, and increasing the DPS of the models with shooters and their range, which often comes into play. They have very long range, those big shooters. Techmarine levels to 2. Sluggers taking this semi-natural wreck point and being forced off. Lots and lots of DACA here, but those Tactical Marines and that Techmarine are behind heavy cover, so they're pretty hard to dislodge with piercing weapons. Mekboy trying to tie them up, but is forced off. Space Marines now starting to become strong in mid. Double Tactical Marines for Riku, and he's getting a turret up. Not that hard to flank though. You can flank it quite nicely from both sides, but you do need to get around into enemy territory to do so. Maybe some Kommando knob, hide the boys play with slugger burners maybe to take it down. There was some lag in this game. There's some lag throughout the series in fact, but the players suffer through it. It wasn't too bad, just slight stutters in play, little micro spikes. We have fully upgraded shooter boys for Adila and looters on the field. These guys have a death gun which will suppress infantry and do a hell of a lot of damage if they get close. Tarantula turret has now been spotted definitely. We have shotgun scouts for Ace. Is he going to push against these Orks? Storm Shield and Chainsword on the way for the Force Commander. Assault Marines on the field for final push, jumping in amongst a whole bunch of stuff here. There's double sluggers for Toilailee. Assault Marines get a heal after a grenade does some friendly fire. Shooters forced off, almost whacked. Final push, jumping back towards this teleporter relay beacon, which is up now from Dark Riku, forcing off the double sluggers. Some stuff dying over there as well. These shooters need to run away. These are Toilailee's. Apothecary has gone down, but should be able to be easily revived from there. Techmarine has gone for Artificer, which I was not expecting. 460, 480. Gives him that beastly health regen, as you can see, combined with the teleporter relay beacon. But on a whole, if I'm honest, I don't really rate the Techmarine's Artificer armor that highly. I mean, gives him that field presence, which can be very useful in tier 1, especially parking behind heavy cover, and he can outlast a lot of stuff, but that added durability kind of disappears as you get into the tiers, especially in 3v3, where so much really killy stuff can come on the field. The mines obviously can be good, but easily countered by detectors, and when you put that up against Signum, which passively buffs his weapons, which I think is mad, and gives him the awesome mark target, and then you've got Bionics, which gives you that great on-demand disruption and sets you up for that tier 2 melee build. I think Artificer struggles to get a look in my book, but a lot of people use it and is useful for that tier 1 presence on the field. Can he make it count? Can he do some good stuff with these mines perhaps? Especially against Orks. Shooter knobs are so common. In fact, do they all have shooter knobs? No, not all of them quite. Stormrange jumping into a bunch of Orks. And another jump. Final push of double CSM. That is ballsy. Double sluggers here being forced off, and that's good play from Final Push. Can they turn around and steal that power and cap this VP? Maybe even push this, because they got theirs pushed. But here comes Adila to help, and look at the Dakar. Wow, pouring into those assault marines. They had to jump away and retreat. These guys might also have to do the same thing. That is painful. Has the Mekboy there as well, weighing in with his own fire. Space Marine trying to steal this northern contested power. The south contested power is Orky. Devastator's here covering the VP. And tier 2 for Ace, tier 2 for Toilailee. In fact, he already has a Death Dread on the field, and he's getting burned. Is he going to go for those generators? They need to deal with that guy very quickly, because that could completely ruin any momentum Space Marines are trying to build up here in terms of tech. Final Push will be the last to go tier 2, as perhaps expected, with double assault marines on the field. That's 100 power right there. 460, 402. There's a proximity mine which is being spotted by the shooters, and it's going to be blown up. That one hasn't been spotted yet because they're not close enough. There we go. 460, 396, 2-to-1 cap. Burners up on the sluggers, getting their knob reader as well. And here is the Death Dread. I think he's going to go for these defenses first. Those front mounted burners do insane amounts of damage to structures. I don't think they're going to be able to repair through this. He's trying to repair with scouts. Where's the Techmarine? He's coming over to try and help, but down goes the beacon. Now going to go after the turret. Meanwhile, double assault marines fighting Orks again. I think he's done quite well with these double ASM. Does he have purification rights? He's down, in fact, so I can't see what he's got. Down goes the turret. Death Dread doing its work. Already paid for itself, I think. Scouts there whacked, but they did get a grenade away, but that was a huge risk to get that grenade. Killed a bunch of stuff, but assault marines forced off. In fact, Final Push lost one of his assault marines there. Ouch, that was really painful engagement for him. Apothecary is revived by the Techmarine, who's now level 4. Death Dread backing away, and now another power harass. 460, 360. Kommando knob levels up to 3, has the better combat kit. Apothecary goes down again in retreat. Final Push having a really bad passage of play there. Not sure how that assault marine squad went down. I suppose it was just melee from the double sluggers there, and they're now repairing the Death Dread. Sluggers also capping mid, have some infiltrated looters there. Tactical Marines with Sergeant trying to get close to these shooters. That's a nice grenade from those scouts from Riku. And now we can revive the Apothecary again, and that will level him to 5. Wow. Meanwhile, this Kommando knob has been taking out all of these generators. They've had to repurchase at least 4 generators, I think. And that does take a toll. And here comes the Death Dread now. And they have nothing to deal. Ouch, that was a special attack, and that would have been insane knockback if he didn't retreat there just in time. No sign of any anti-vehicle yet from Riku. He's got so much resources, he must be waiting for a dreadnought. Could have got a melter gun up, could have got missile launchers perhaps, but this Death Dread might whack his entire power here with double sluggers in support as well. And that's going to be a huge blow. They've not dealt with this Death Dread quickly enough. In fact, Riku is going for a dreadnought. That will make short work of the Death Dread if you can get it close to it. Might go for the multi-melter to make that even more deadly. Weird Boy has the Warpath on the field for Mathis. This Death Dread doing work. This guy's level 2, has taken out a turret, a beacon, and a whole bunch of generators. They completely wiped that farm again. That's a lot of requisition needed to rebuild, and he's going after the other farm. They still haven't dealt with this guy. Maybe the Power Fist for the Force Commander. I don't think he has the resources to purchase one. No, not quite. Almost does. Plasma Cannon forced off. This Death Dread's going to wipe both powers. That is crazy. Here comes a Las Cannon from Ace. And we have Stone God Veterans with Vengeance rounds loaded in. Can they take out this Death Dread? One more burst. That's another generator down. And here come Sluggers with their burners now. Las Cannon's getting shots. But there's a whole bunch of support here from the Orks. 401, 357. Triple cap for the Orks here. Here's some more Stone God Veterans with Vengeance rounds loaded in. But the Death Dread is now in melee combat with them. Here comes the Dreadnought now from Riku. Starts off as a close combat walker with 2 close combat weapons and that wrist mounted flamer, inspiring nearby troops to do more damage and other stuff when it kills stuff. In melee combat though. Death Dread looks like it's going to get away. Stone God Veterans changing to the Vengeance rounds, and they show no fear is up, so they're very slow. Dreadnought smacking Orks around, forces off a bunch of them, but here we have a Mekboy with the Beamy Death Gun, and that is a powerful anti-vehicle weapon. Also has battery pack and custom force field, a pretty nice build for him. Use your choppers on these sluggers. Bad news for those Assault Marines. Ouch. Just about get away. I think they purchased their sergeant at the right time. Nice plasma cannon shot though. 329, 357. Space Marines recovering well. They lost so much gens though. Did they repurchase all of them? Not yet. And look, their final push especially is very wreck starved. We have 3 Stone God Veterans on the field, and all those Hellfire rounds is going to be really useful. These guys with Dragonfire rounds loaded in are forced off. Force Commander fully kitted out now, Artificer and Teleporter packed. Riku level 5, still no weapon upgrade. Apothecary with Anointed Power Axe and the Combat Stims. Combat Stims on those Hellfire rounds Stone God would be pretty nasty. 329, 340. There's that Warp Vomit that everyone loves, the 8-second stun on the Force Commander who uses Defend and then backs away. The next moves for the Space Marines are very important. Do they push or do they hold back and try and preserve this 2-1? We have another relay beacon up for Riku. A decent choice. I think they're much better equipped now to deal with the Death Dread trying to run through and take it out quickly. Stone God Veterans capping a northern power. These guys with that 50% faster capping trait that Tactical Marines also have. Commandos for Orks also have it, of course. The only units that do. 329, 316. Plasma Cannon hits terrain. Riku's going to come to the south. He has the Assault Cannon mounted on the Dreadnought. This thing got a slightly surprising nerf in Beta 10. Its barrage now has a shorter range. Not sure of the exact numbers, but it is very noticeable. Not sure if that'll be further tweaked. 329, 300. 2-ton cap for blue. Was a powerful ability, but I don't think anyone expected it to be nerfed, the barrage. There's Vengeance rounds from the Devastators, I should say, and the Stone God Veterans trying to take down this Death Dread. Looks like it's going to escape again. Here comes a battle wagon from Toilailee. Good grief. Blue team not ready for this thing. There's the Death Roller, which is insane. Grinding Devastators to a pulp. And it has 4 units loaded inside. I'm guessing the double sluggers and double shooters in there. He has tank busters as well. Oh, they're probably in there as well. And he might bash power again here. He might turn and bash that power again. That's going to be painful. Full retreat from Riku, but he's just retreating back to his beacon there. So no big deal. As is final push here. Knob squad on the field now for Mathis. Can they deal with this guy? Techmarine has the melter gun loaded and orbs. That's in response to this battle wagon, I would think. Orbs so good against the vehicle super units because you have a lot of stuff to aim at when you throw it. Force Commander's gone down. I think he needs his stun hammer up. He is tier 3 though, so maybe we'll see some assault terminators. There's that warp vomit. Wow, stunning about 3 or 4 squads there. Assault marines jumping in. This is brave. Going after the weird boy. Surely they can take him out here. Hellfire rounds also being fired in on him. There's that shoot 'em good from Mathis, saving the weird boy there, because that is now a staggered jump. So that was awesome play from Mathis with his enhanced custom shooter. Also has spiky armor and boss pole. Nob squad going after the dreadnought. I was kind of expecting him to keep this thing as melee actually. 329, 282. Battle wagon in retreat path and tank busters coming out of it. This is a dead dreadnought, I think. Yeah, one more volley, down it goes. Nice play from Toilailee. Orks just completely marauding over the Space Marines now. And there is the concede from the Space Marine team. VP's even, well, relatively even, but the Orks with just vastly more powerful armies on the field. It was the Death Dread, I think, which from Toilailee, which did actually go down. The Death Dread wiped both farms, or at least helped to wipe both farms. They bashed this farm, I think, twice, which I was really not expecting on this map. Space Marines unable to deal with the Death Dread quickly enough, and it really cost them because they couldn't keep their momentum up. Once Riku got his Dreadnought on the field, he basically had no more power to spend and had to start saving up. Final push with that really bad engagement around here where he lost his scouts and his assault marines, set him back a lot. And that was the difference, that Death Dread and just a lot more losses from the Space Marines early on. Ace of Swords with the chainsword. I'm sure he would have liked to go for the hammer after he got his Terminators up. He didn't quite have the red for it, but there you have it. That Death Dread was awesome. Wiped those defenses as well. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in game 2. Orks 1-0 up.